Once again, I'm using my phone, so forgive the diminished quality. And again, it's not as if any of you are accustomed to seeing me with some kind of production finesse expended on any of my videos anyway, right? All right, so let's get right to it. First thing I want to talk about is how fucking swole I am, baby. Look at that fucking shit. Now, this is not a whole shirt. I'm sure you know that, right? Come on. This is a t-shirt. Oh, Lord, anyway, clothes aren't shaped that way, right? See that shape? Where you used to, when I was really big, you could literally see my tricep, the heads of my tricep, through a sweat jacket. I don't think you can do that now, because I got all these clothes on. Well, you almost can. Anyway, like who really cares anyhow, huh? Let me just demystify all the confusion, how complicated it all seems, because there's so many different ways. And do I do a split or a double split, or just 3 days on and a day off, or 3 on and 2 off, or 4 on and 1 off, or do I do one work, once a week, or work everything once a week, or work everything twice a week, or do I do just a push, pull, and legs, or do I do some kind of actual program, from like a strength training perspective, like a 5x5 or something? What do I do? Or do I do a full body? Or do I do like a half body, And I'm going to say, to take to demystify all this bullshit, as long as I wouldn't be all over the place with it, right? I would find something, give it a fair shake. And listen, initially you can do anything and you'll make progress. You can literally do anything. That's why, when I often see guys in the gym that don't really have a hell of a physique, but they're too lazy to put their weights away. They put weights on something, they leave weights on machines, they leave weights on the Smith machine, they leave weights, on the fucking seated calf raise machine, they leave weights on all kinds of stuff. You don't see them leaving weights too often on a regular bar, on a free weight barbell, because they don't tend to gravitate toward those type of movements. But they leave weights on everything. And it depends how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling a little, it kind of is offensive to me to some degree, because I feel like saying, hey, Holmes, you think I'm supposed to pick up behind you? Huh? What do you want me to do next? Come home, follow you home to your mommy's house, pick up your shit you got thrown all over the basement or wherever it is she's letting you stay? Yeah. Because you're literally still at that phase where you could make progress just making sure that you not only do your workout, but you pick the weights up and load them yourself, and you take them off and you put them away. It's all work. I'm not saying that that's going to make you big, but I am saying if you've never done anything like that, it's 100% more shit than you're doing now. You understand? So I'm going to say that you can do almost any damn thing initially, and you're going to benefit from it initially. And the other way that you can always know that you're going to make progress and you're going to benefit from it and it's worth your while is if you remember, workout. Now, if it's a compound word, it's one word, workout, or it's 2 separate words or whatever, always remember, if you think it's a compound word, always remember the second half of that, the second syllable of that compound word. The first, yeah, get the fuck out. No, always remember the first syllable of that compound word is work. Work comes first. Work comes first, then you get the fuck out. You get in, you get it done, you get out, you don't hang around all day. You can if you want to. I'm giving you advice. If you're really trying to get big and build muscle, no one ever built a single ounce of muscle in the gym. Unless you're hanging in the gym all day, you're eating all your meals there, maybe taking a nap. Because that's when you're building muscle, that's when you're repairing tissue, that's when you're growing, that's when that adaptation is taking place, provided there was significant stimulus to coax that that adaptive response. So the workout itself is catabolic. It's damaging. That's what you're there to do. You're damaging the muscle. You're inflicting stress, a negative stress on the body. The body's going to respond so that it can try to better fulfill that demand next time, as long as it's significantly stressful enough, right? The work portion of it. So being said, nobody's ever built an ounce of muscle in any gym, try to avoid loving the workout so much that it kills your gains. I'm one of those guys. When I get in the gym, if I'm feeling good, I love to be there. I love the workout. I love the pump. But if you're really doing the work portion of it, then you're not going to be in there 2 hours. You're just not. If you think you are, catch up with me sometime and work out with me. You're not going to be there 2 hours. You don't have to do the weights I'm doing. Maybe you do more, but rep for rep, set for set, work with me. You're not going to be in there 2 hours, man. Not at that pace. You're not. You won't have anything left. Glycogen's done. You won't have anything left, man. You should be losing your pump by that time. And remember, I'm talking to beginners. If you're some kind of superior, superstar, rock star, fucking bodybuilder and all this jazz, maybe you're going to be in the gym 2 hours, but even then, that's few and far in between. Unless you're some really, really augmented, chemically enhanced, monster. You're not going to be in there 2 fucking hours. Nobody with any common sense is going to be in there 2 hours, and I'll stand on that. Not if you're trying to build muscle. If you're a beginner, you absolutely don't belong in there working out for 2 solid hours. It's going to kill your fucking gains. It's going to kill your gains. Why? Because you're just beating yourself up and trashing yourself. Remember what the great Lee Haney said. Stimulate, don't annihilate. You want to be able to recover. You don't want to get hurt. So get in, inflict the damage, do the work. Do the work. Get the work in so that the stress is significant enough and intense enough to stimulate the adaptive response, which requires material, which requires rest. So then get out, work out. Get in there and do the work to get your ass out and feed your body, rest your body. That's when it grows. Your body grows when it's not in the gym. It doesn't grow in the gym. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're really trying to gain some muscle, listen, if you're just trying to stay fit, this doesn't apply to you. God knows you do whatever you want to do. God bless, pursue your happiness. You pay for your memberships like everybody else. You're entitled to do whatever the hell you want to do. So completely disregard this. But I'm talking to you if you're a beginner and you want to make gains. You're looking to build muscle. You think you're going to get big. Okay, well, I'm sure you can do that, but not just blindly stumbling around in there all day long. Get in and get out. Get in, inflict the damage, get the fuck out. Get in there, do the work, and then get out. Work out, right? And the second thing is, don't go in there and doing cardio and shit the same time you're going to work out. Don't go in there, get on the treadmill and think you're doing anything productive. Again, same thing applies to cardio, man. Cardio, you have to reach a level where you're placing enough of a demand, enough stress on your cardiovascular system that your body has to resort to, fucking increase metabolism. Or if you don't think it increases metabolism, you want to argue about that. Do you sweat when you do cardio? Well, what do you think's happening? What do you think's happening? How do you sweat? You think it's free? It's not free. It costs calories. So do you think that you're heating up, you're throwing more wood to the fire, you're stoking the furnace when you start sweating and shit? Why the fuck do you think you're sweating? Yeah, and everything costs a coin of the realm, and the coin of the realm are calories. If you're trying to get big, you need to conserve calories because you need that surplus. That has to be material to draw upon to be able to provide the energy, to partition the nutrients, and to do the reparations. And it has to have literally the material, the fucking brick, the building blocks to actually build the muscle, to rebuild the muscle. So, if you're running up against right up against the line calorically, and you're doing everything under the sun, you think it's going to get you there faster. It isn't. It's going to get you there slower. It's going to get you there slower. So if you're trying to get big, you want to conserve calories as much as possible, or you at least want to spend them judiciously. Judiciously. So, don't go jumping on the treadmill thinking I can do it all every time I go in the gym. I'm going to warm up on the treadmill and do some cardio, and then I'm going to go lift. Or some guys, they actually literally take it to the point where they think they're going to do 20 minutes or 30 minutes on the treadmill to get some cardio, and then they're going to lift. That's you're sabotaging your plans. If your plan is to get big, if your plan is to build muscle, that's not going to get you there, man. I'm sorry, it just isn't. I'm giving you the reality of it. Those are separate endeavors. You separate that shit. If you're really trying to gain muscle, you separate that. You're either there to do cardio, or you're there to build muscle, or you're there to stimulate. There to stimulate. So the end result, you're going to build muscle. You're there to stimulate. One or the other, not both. Other thing is, if you're already very lean and you already have some abs, or you kind of almost have abs, but you want good abs, you want it all. Well, you're not going to get it all that easily. If you already are a beginner and you don't really know what you're doing yet, you're not that well versed, take advantage of those newbie gains, but feed that body. And like I just said, calories are coin of the realm. If you think you're going to burn a candle both ends and you can have it all, your cake and eat it too, you can't. You can't. You're not going to be able to do that. If you think that you're going to get huge, if you think you're going to really put on significant muscle, which you can do, you're not going to glide into being shredded and huge all at the same time like that drastic and radical recomp. It's particularly if you're natural. If you're a natural, man, you're really already asking a bunch of stuff, placing a great deal of demand that your body's never had placed on it before. Depending on how old you are, it could be even like something drastic. Your body's never even seen it. Never asked it to do it in all these years. Now you're asking it to do it. Body's awesome in the way it functions. Perfect fucking machine. It'll adapt. It'll still deliver the goods, but you got to accommodate it. You got to help out. You can't drive your car halfway across the country with no gasoline. You're only going to go as far as you have gasoline to go. Fuel. Same thing with this. Same thing with this. So you got to be realistic. If you're trying to be huge, especially if you're natty, it's only natural. It's only natural if you're trying to build an inordinate amount of muscle, whatever you see that as. The reality of it is some people might say, oh, you're natural, you're not going to get that big. Well, you can get pretty big, but you're going to have to accept a little bit of fat gain. A little bit, especially initially. Especially initially. If you insist that you're going to stay lean or you want to get leaner and you want to put muscle on, forget it. Forget it. You may fool yourself into it, because it's an illusion anyway. You may be burning down the candle so hard that you're not really building any additional size, but you're just burning off so much that you're going to get leaner, you're going to get harder, but you're not going to have any more muscle. You're probably going to get smaller, in fact. Now, like I said, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. You can literally be 170 and look bigger than you did when you were 200 pounds. Body composition thing. Depends on 200 pounds of what versus 170 pounds of what. What's the ratio there? What's the body composition? So, set realistic goals. How about this? How about you just go after what you're after as intelligently as you can, and don't forget to do the work, part of the workout, and then you just see what happens. You see where it goes. You have the best of intentions. You want to get to here, but let's see. If you've never done it before, you think, come on, man. Back in my day, I had a different mentality. When I started to lift, I had no expectations. The only expectation I had is I'm going to improve my appearance physically. And in my opinion at the time, subjectively, that meant I'm going to gain some more muscle. I'm going to get a little bigger. I didn't know if I was going to be 10 pounds bigger or if I was going to end up 100 pounds bigger. or better. I didn't know then. I didn't start out, right out of Jump Street looking at pictures and magazines of pro bodybuilders. There wasn't any internet back then. There wasn't any for a long couple decades. There wouldn't be any yet. I didn't just, jump right out of the box looking at pro bodybuilders and magazines and saying, I want to look like that. How the fuck do I know if it's even possible? How do I know if it's even possible? I just fell in love with the working out, the weight, weightlifting. And I learned about nutrition as I went, and I did it, and you can do it too. As a natty, I put on a more than significant amount of size. I was big enough as a natural that today, nobody would believe I was a natural because people have such lowered expectations. But they produce fewer hormones anyway, right out of the box. And I think the majority of them leave out the work in workout. Really, from what I see, my observation, not everybody. Certainly dudes out there that are laying it down in the gym. But majority? Nah. And that's fine. It's your coin, it's your membership, you do what you want to do to pursue your happiness. So but keep it real, man. Keep it real, because reality is what you're going to get. Reality is what you're going to get. So we're all different, but it should be about you and the experience and the journey. And it's your journey, it's not another man's. Be happy with being who you are, man. Maybe you're not such a bad guy. Why don't you give yourself a fucking chance? This shit is just something to do. It doesn't burn down another day. It's just something to do, for God's sake. Ain't the be all end all, Holmes. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, let me get out of here. It's been long enough. I got a lot of beginner videos up. I will do a few more for covering whatever body parts I don't have. I know it's a bastard to sort through my disorganization of videos, but the information's there, and there's plenty of information there. The main thing is remember the work part of workout. That's where most people that I see fall short. Get the work part of the workout done, then get out. Work out. All right? Don't build muscle in the gym. But initially, take it easy. Use free weights. Don't go on a machine chest press. Use a dumbbell chest press. Why dumbbells? Because more stabilization required with dumbbells than a bar. You see people with a bar when they first start out, it's fucking hazardous enough. And it's probably not the safest thing in the world by yourself. Use dumbbells. Use the little dumbbells. You can always pick up heavier ones, but if you pick up something too heavy and you hurt yourself, you can't undo that as easily as you could just pick up a heavier one. Always err on the side of being lighter. Always err on the side of caution. Ramp things up slowly but surely. All right, I'm out of here. You guys take care. Have yourself an excellent evening.